What's going on, everyone? It's Jacob.
And Hannah.
Back here with a different episode of Commerce Connects. Today, we're just going to reflect and just kind of talk about the past, 20 episodes that we've had?
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is... No? So I did the math. Earlier, we were talking.
Yeah.
And technically, we're already at 20 with our intro episode.
Oh, yeah.
So this would be 21.
21.
And then, I was thinking about it, too. Larchers.
Okay.
So this is like the 22nd video we've posted on this channel. Let's kind of just reflect on it.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. We had so many great guests.
Oh, so many.
19 interviews that we've done, and it's been like a quick ride. Like it's so like fast paced. There's been a lot of cool people. So far, who's been one of your favorite guests that we've had?
Man, that's tough. I mean, obviously, I'm a crazy Chiefs fan, so I really enjoyed that episode.
Yeah.
How about those Chiefs? But, I mean, man, we've had Landon with Wichita Life. We've had Ivan. I mean, Health with Hads. I could name all of them have just been amazing. Yeah. Like, I don't think we've had a bad episode.
Yeah, I'll say every episode there's been knowledge to be gained.
Yeah.
I think that's, like, the coolest thing, especially with, like, why we started this.
Yes, 100%.
Is just like give information, whether it be you're just trying to start and be a barber or throw events, etc.
Yeah.
Like the whole purpose of this pod was to, like, one, give them a platform to talk about what they do, but also just help the little guys.
Yeah, just share the knowledge with the people who are doing it and doing it at a high level. So, I mean, it's knowledge in every single episode we've had.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking to EB about yesterday. And he was just like, dude, like, I watch every episode. Like, it's really cool to see, like, how many people that he doesn't know that we put on the pod. And it's crazy because he was like, oh, yeah, I didn't really know of, like, Ivan or Eric or YBG.
And he's a big supporter of them now, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, and so that's what I was talking to him about. I was like, yeah, like, I know our numbers aren't always the best. But if there's people like him, like, that are consistently watching, and I know that man is busy.
Oh, so busy. That dude, he really gets to it and does his thing. So for knowing that he listens and pays attention to our podcast, like you said, that's huge.
Another one, Devin Slane. Shout out you.
Shout out
Dude,
Devin.
He's another really big supporter. I know there's a lot more of y'all out there. But yeah, those two right there are just the ones that, like, we always get the feedback from.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool to just kind of see how this has grown.
Yeah.
And especially just because it wasn't, like, super serious at first. We were just like, all right, let's just start a pod.
Yeah,
like,
we just decided. It was just one day. We were like, we have a lot of knowledge. We know a lot of people with a lot of knowledge. Let's put together a podcast.
Yeah. So speaking of, I got some stats.
Oh, let's hear them.
Let's see. Let's see if you can guess. All right, easy one. I'll throw you a layup first.
Okay.
Which was our first podcast to hit 1,000 views?
Ooh. How about those Chiefs?
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Who has our most viewed Instagram reel?
Ooh, I mean, it either has to be Ivan or Cedra.
Okay, it's Ivan.
Okay.
And it's the clip of him explaining his name.
Okay.
As of right now, it has 57,000 views.
See, that's good. That's really good.
Okay. Who has our most viewed YouTube short?
Ooh. Is it the Steez one? No, I know one of those blew up.
Yeah, it did well. But we just had one 2 days ago pop.
Was it Health with Hats?
Yes. And it was the one of her talking about how you can't be stage ready all year round.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And that's crazy how, like, you see the different platforms and the different numbers and where they perform at.
Yeah.
That's really cool that one performed well on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, it's wild. Like, that one hit like 2.8 thousand views.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I think Annika had one last 2 weeks ago, I guess now.
Yeah.
They hit like 2.4K.
Oh, okay. See, we do pretty good on some YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
It just really depends. I think, and that's one thing about if you're starting a podcast or really starting anything. We don't see some numbers of ours don't always look great. But then you'll have a video on YouTube that blows up, a video on Instagram that blows up, an episode that gets over 1,000 views. Maybe your followers don't go together, but just keep chopping the wood. And like we do, you're going to get noticed on some sort of platform.
Yeah. Next, highest streamed on Spotify.
Oh, this one I probably don't even know. I don't even know.
Okay, it's Ivan.
Ivan. Okay, yeah, I figured.
And then this one, it's a curveball. Highest streamed on Apple.
Ooh, is it something I wouldn't guess?
I don't know.
I'm going to go ahead and guess Cedrus?
Nah, Chris. Jack Stacks.
Oh, Jack Stacks. Yeah. Shout out Jack Stacks.
Yeah, his randomly, I think it got tossed into an algorithm or something.
And then just blew up.
But yeah, that one, it was doing pretty well. I mean, comparatively to the other ones, I mean, it's sitting around like 150 right now.
And that's crazy because Jack Stacks was one of our earlier episodes, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like we've said before, those haven't gotten as much love as, and they were, I mean, like I said, we had some really cool first episodes, but.
Yeah, I mean, even off rip, like Taylor and Landon, like those two right there, I was like, okay.
And those were two good ones to start off with, but also, like, if we would have them now, I think they would blow up even more. But, I mean, we're just grateful to have those two, that was our first couple of episodes.
I mean, even thinking back to, like, Lily Wu.
Oh, yeah, we had the mayor. The mayor of Wichita.
It's such a cool thing to be like, oh, yeah, we interviewed her.
Yeah.
But also, like, again, one thing that we always talk about is like how numbers don't always translate.
Yeah.
Like for me, I was like, okay, cool. She's the mayor. It's going to get a lot of traction.
Yeah.
But then we see and we're like, okay, like we've had other videos with influencers that pulled more than that. But it's still cool to see like the people that did watch it, our retention rate's really good.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, I mean, talking to like Eric and the guys from Running the Light is we want to, like, I don't care about how many views we get. Yeah. Because if we have 1,000 views and they're only watching the first 10 minutes, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather have 40 views that watch.
The whole.
Yeah, like 75%
majority
of it.
The majority of the episode.
Yeah. So, yeah, that, like the statistics so far have been really cool. Yeah. And I think getting out and doing more stuff like the larger stuff like that is always really cool. I think doing, like, one of those, like we talked about, like, either every month or every couple months is just really cool to get out and like show the community. Yeah,
really get into the community and highlight the local businesses and people because we have started doing some virtual stuff, obviously. So being able to reach more people that way, but as well staying is local.
Yeah, and I think if you guys own any Wichita businesses or businesses in general that you want to get highlighted, contact us. Let us know. We'll definitely throw your name in the bucket and see kind of what we can do for y'all because. I think that's one of the more important things is just highlighting the cool things going on in Wichita.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, because there's so much here in Wichita. I mean, we've talked about it on majority of the podcasts that are Wichita-based people. There's so much happening.
Yeah.
I mean.
Speaking of margarita, I messed that one up. Margaritas and mojitos. If you're watching this on today, as it comes out, is August 8th. Tomorrow, August 9th, Friday, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Yep.
Margaritas and mojitos at Brick and Mortar.
It's going to be time.
One of our amazing sponsors, Festive ICT, is throwing this event. But we're sponsoring it this time.
Yes.
Had to throw a little curveball there. We're sponsoring one of the drinks. It's either the best margarita or mojito, one of the two. Mm-hmm. But whoever wins that gets to come on the pod. It's something that we were just doing to kind of show love to the people that are supporting Festive ICT.
Yeah, and that's going to be fun. I mean, you know, we'll have a lot to talk about because margaritas and mojitos is going to be a blast. So if you don't have your tickets, go get them now.
Yes. I love that event. It's a great time every time, especially just because, like, me personally, I don't go to bars or restaurants and drink that often. And so being able to have, like, the best in the city there, I'm like, cool. Let's see.
It's gonna be fun.
See what we got.
I always love a good competition,
too.
too.
Last year, what did I have? It was like a jalapeno mojito.
Oh, yeah.
That was it was different. It was like the spicy with the minty.
Ooh, a good mojito, fire, and a good margarita. Like both of those drinks, solid.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. So again, if you guys haven't got your tickets already, make sure you go and get your tickets to Margaritas and Mojitos tomorrow, August 9th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Brick and Mortar.
Be fun. We'll be there.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. But yeah, moving on from that, I mean, even talking about like non-os episode.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's looking to be an event planner or organizer, et cetera, like that one episode had so many gems to where, like if that's me and I'm looking to throw events that are not just night shows or like party stuff
just
like that, where it's like
yeah.
mass events where it's just you're trying to get the whole community there, stuff like that. Like his episode was just great. And then also one thing I like about podcasts is I don't have to, like Joe Rogan, for instance.
Yeah.
Like there was a guy on there that's a scientist, and I was like, oh, cool, let's just listen to this because it's interesting, and you still learn stuff throughout it.
Yeah.
And so that's where, oh yeah, like I'm not a fitness guy, obviously. Health with Had's episode was really cool.
Yeah, because you still get to, learn about something maybe you don't know about, and then still some of the stuff that she's saying, it relates to social media and business. And, I feel like in any industry, you can take little gems from different industries and put them into what you're doing, and it can be successful. So
yeah, that's one thing. Like this whole the realm of podcasts. I mean, Joe Rogan said it best in his last one, was like he doesn't look to book his guests.
Yeah,
like he wants to sit down and talk to people that he likes, and just people that are interesting. And then what was crazy was he was like, I don't care to look at my statistics.
Yeah,
he was just like, I just do this for fun.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where like I want to get to. Obviously, I just read all of our statistics, but it's just cool to kind of show like how far we've already came in this short amount of time.
Yeah, and I think we're looking at it as more of like a growth thing. Like we're proud of the growth. Like we don't look at our statistics and be like, oh man, we're not doing. No, like I'm glad when I see we start to get at 10 views somewhere, 20, 30. I'm happy, and I've had views on everything. So it's like I'm more happy at the podcast views than I am anything else.
Yeah, just because it's cool. Like, I mean, again, like I listen to like the Joe Rogans, like a bigger podcast. But I mean, the fact that people are like, oh yeah, I listen to your guys'.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hold on, like we just be babbling half the time.
No, we do. And I can't remember where I was. I think it was at an event here at the Commerce Club. But someone came up to me and was like, I binge listened to the Commerce Connects podcast on my way to Kansas City. And I'm like, oh, we were good enough for you to like play in your car for 2 hours?
Yeah.
Plus, like that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been really cool. We do got some guests lined up for the future that I'm really excited about. Can't wait for y'all to see who they are. Definitely like expanding out of the Wichita realm a little bit. Some are local, some are not. But that's kind of one thing that I wanted to get into eventually, was just like reaching outside of the city. Like obviously we want to like show love and support to the Wichita people.
Yeah, definitely.
But also if we can reach that broader market and then bring it back to Wichita, I think that's going to be like the most beneficial.
Because again, grabbing knowledge from others, and then people here can listen to it, and then we can grow and elevate faster and better together. So I think that's important.
Well, and that's one thing. Like, I mean, you've traveled a lot, and so just when we travel and go to places where it's like bigger cities, Dallas, LA, New York, stuff like that, and you can see like, cool, that's how they operate. Yeah. Let's do that here. Because, I mean, I've said it before, like I always feel like Wichita's a handful of years behind.
And we definitely are. So, being able to, speed that up and bring it so they, we can keep inching, a year, cut that year off, so where we're actually like together and moving at the right pace. Yeah.
So, speaking on the event side of things too, I know we kind of talked about it, but Elsewhere Fest, stuff like that. Like that's showing like, okay, cool, we can compete with larger cities on even the music fest. Like the people at Midtopia and everywhere like that put on that event, they killed it.
Yeah, solid event.
It was such a weird event to like pop up. Yeah. And we were just like, okay,
like, what is this?
Like it's a 50-50 chance with Wichita. Yeah. But I mean, they just executed everything perfectly.
I think, I really do. I think they did. I mean, down to just multiple stages throughout the downtown, I thought was really cool, and that hasn't been done here. And obviously, when you go to music festivals, that's what goes on. But just doing that and kind of bringing downtown together and just making it cool, like that's the thing. We made there was something cool in Wichita that was happening, and everyone enjoyed it. And honestly, there was no kind of negative thing that occurred during it, and nowadays that's hard to
it's a massive
execute
event, especially with like how open it was in some places like NAFSCR. Like I mean, that's free to the public.
That was a free stage.
Like it was really cool to even see that, because I was kind of weary about it. Like are they gonna have, like, I don't expect promoters and event hosts and organizers to like have free stuff within it. But that was really cool to see, like, okay, if people aren't willing to pay, they can still
enjoy it. Yeah.
And it was for it being like a free access, it was really cool.
Yeah. I think people showed up and showed out. And that was a lot of where majority of the food trucks were too, were over at that free stage plus the food court. But yeah, I think it was an awesome idea to bring some sort of free aspect to get people there. And that's just important. And I think that was a good stage for local talent to be at as well. So just showcasing the local talent here in Wichita was awesome.
Yeah, and there's so much of that. Like, one thing I want to start seeing too more of is like promotion of like the athletes, stuff like that. I was talking to some people yesterday, and it was one of those things where, of course, like our musicians, they get recognition, but
even our artists, like just artists around the city get a recognition.
Yeah, but there's people like, Brees Hall.
Yeah.
Like, dude is in the NFL, but he's not, like, what did they say, like, championed when he comes home.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like, a low-key thing. Or, like, Grady Dick.
Yeah.
Like, he's a Wichita guy, but people don't really promote him that much. Like, it's crazy to see that. And also, like, past people, Devontae Harris, Nook, all those guys, where it's like, cool, they made it to the largest stage that they could in their industry, and people are just like, oh, cool. Like, and I'm like, dude, like, let's treat them how we treat the other people in the city.
I wonder if there's a way. Yeah, I wonder if there's like a good way to, like, I guess, lead them. We should brainstorm on that a little bit.
I think it would just be really cool to, like, just see the love shown towards them, because it's always like, granted, depends on them, like how low key they want to be after this sake. But that's just one thing, like, me and the other guys noticed. We were like, oh yeah, like, we have crazy good athletes that have
we haven't really shined the light, like the spotlight on those athletes lately.
Yeah. And so that's just another thing, like, cool, bring them on here. I know we've talked to Devontae and whatnot, but getting people like Grady, Brees Hall, all those
guys,
Dylan Edwards, Avery Johnson, they're going crazy. Dude, that's also another crazy thing. So I've been playing the NCAA 25 lately, and dude, their pictures, like the avatars that they made of these guys, don't look like them.
Does it not?
No,
okay, you think 2020 was it 2024, 25?
It's 2025. And the last one came out in 2014. So I'm like, y'all had like 11 years to work on this.
Yeah, like.
And some of those pictures, they're so far off. Where I was playing with, I drafted Dylan on my ultimate team. And I'm like, this don't look like bro.
This don't look like. I've seen him before, and this don't look like him.
Yeah, but it's so cool though to like just see them in those games.
Yeah,
like Avery, he has a couple like high ranked cards in the game that you can get and draft them to your team, and it's just cool seeing like. Man, he's just a kid from Wichita.
Yeah.
That now, cool, they're in a video game, and as a freshman in the game, he's like ranked higher up.
Yeah, and that's, again, it's super awesome to see, because the talent in this city and around this city and just in Kansas in general is crazy. And I don't think, like we were talking, they don't get enough, they don't get enough representation on that.
Yeah.
And being in a freaking video game is awesome. Like, what?
On that Harlem Globetrotter arcade game.
Oh,
where's Hannah at?
I know. Where's Mighty Mortimer at number 8?
That's insane. But again, even then, like, I guess you can kind of talk about on that of like, cool, you were at like in a large stage of the Globetrotters. Like, everyone has probably been to a Globetrotters game, whether you were little or even nowadays when they still tour through the city. And it's just wild that, like, obviously people recognize you from that, but it's like, people are just like,
okay.
And it's just like, it's wild to me, because I'm like, dude, that's like obviously a very like closed off circle to get into. And then it's like, cool, they made it there.
Yeah. So. Yeah, no. And I think like even on just the athlete side, like people don't understand how much work it takes to like get to the level you want to get to as an athlete. It's a literal 24-hour, 7 days a week like thing. And so give, especially those, NFL guys, NBA guys. We've had a couple WNBA people, but like give them that respect, because they probably spent their whole life working to get there.
Yeah. Well, and even with the Olympics, like obviously with like the Simone Biles stuff going around right now, it's wild. Like her old teammates are like trashing it,
hating.
And then, dude, the craziest thing that I just saw, like I didn't even know it was a thing. There was, I think, I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure she was a Chinese wrestler.
Okay, yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Where she weighed in like 1.5 ounces overweight.
Yeah.
And she cut her hair.
Yep.
She like stayed in the sauna, had blood drawn, and all this stuff to try to make weight, and then did all that, and she just became sick because of it.
Yeah, and
didn't even
perform.
Get to compete.
Yeah, no, and that's like it's literally crazy. Like how, you know, if you love to do something, you will go through you know, the extent to be able to perform, and then I don't know.
I mean, even Nico Hernandez, when he was in the Olympics, 2016. Yeah. He was fighting with a broken ankle.
Yeah.
Like, there's been so many different things where I'm just like, these people are going to this crazy extent with like
to compete,
and then something happens. Like there was another person I saw that had like a broken wrist in some event. Yeah. And they were still competing.
Yeah.
And
it's
I'm like, it's great that the people that are in charge of your health at the event isn't pulling you from it so you can still compete, but also. I mean, that's just insane.
Hot take, they really don't care. Yeah. They want you to compete. I remember I was even at my JUCO playing with 3 broken ribs. All they did was tie up my torso as tight as they could. Every time out, our trainer would just yank it. I mean, as an athlete, I think you get treated more as a, you know, as like a, not even a person, but also the athlete. That's what they want. They want to compete. You're not gonna sit. You're not gonna sit out. Because especially at that stage, the Olympic stage, man.
Yeah, it's like you work so hard to get there.
You work so hard, and it's just it's cool to see, you know, those athletes compete and be awesome. Because I mean, Team USA, we're killing it right now.
Dude, I didn't realize our 3-on-3 team.
Yeah,
it's nobody that was ever in like the NBA or anything like that.
In the last Olympics, that they had 3-on-3, they did. So are they? Is the men's one? Yeah, I don't know. It's a little different.
Yeah, well, it was just like one of those Snapchat news things. So I was looking into it, and they were saying that the guy that's in charge of like picking the team didn't want to stack it, just because he didn't want to like go there and just wipe everybody.
Well, which is, in my opinion, stupid. Like they did that with both the girls and the guys. It's like you could have picked. No disrespect to the 3-on-3 teams right now. Like I see who all is on those teams, and those are incredible basketball players and athletes. But like, because I think the women, they got bronze, and what did the men get? Did they even medal?
I don't even know.
Yeah,
but I think the basketball team's doing pretty well, right?
Oh
like
yeah,
both sides.
Both sides, they're dominating. I think the men's bracket is going to be harder because there is like 68 NBA players that are not on Team USA. So exclude Team USA, there are now 68 NBA players on all the other country teams.
Oh yeah, because didn't the big guy down in Dallas, he went and played for his home country?
Yeah, all like of those guys are playing on different teams. So it's essentially like the best of the best. So and with the women's teams, it's the same kind of thing, but there's not as many. So dude, fortunately, we run the table.
I watched ping pong the other day.
That's crazy.
Dude, there's this kid from Sweden. He was ranked 19th overall, going against the number 1 ranked guy from China and beat him. It was the most insane match. Like I've never really cared to watch ping pong like that. Same with badminton. I was watching badminton the other day. Baylou's giving me shit. She was like, you just be watching random sports.
Like, yeah.
And I'm like, this is actually kind of cool. Watched water polo. Didn't understand it. I was like, why do you want to drown and throw a ball?
Right.
I don't understand it. They get aggressive in that. Didn't realize it. But, yeah, the ping pong match was just, it was wild. And then last night we were at the arcade, and I was watching him play another guy, and it was just wild. I was like, dude, ping pong is intense.
Yeah, it seems like when the Olympics come on, you're a fan of literally every sport, because I'll be watching a random sport, and I'm watching it and cheering like I've been cheering for this sport for 20 years, and I have no clue what anything is going, what's going on.
I don't understand how it's judged. Nothing. We were watching diving. And I'm like, it's like the 30-meter platform. I'm like, wow, she did 6 flips.
Yeah, it's like, she did so good. And the judges are like,
7.5.
She had to bend to her knees and her toes weren't pointing out straight. And I'm like,
she wasn't vertical.
Like,
and I'm
she freaking flipped 25,000 times. Like, give her a 10.
Yeah. Like, this one girl, she did like a handstand off the platform and did like a crazy however many backflips. And there wasn't that big of a splash. I was like, yo, that was great.
That was great.
And they're like, oh, she went in not vertical. And then also her toes were flat. And the same type of thing.
Yeah,
I'm just like
okay.
Just give her a 10. Let her win. That was cool. It was the coolest thing I've seen.
Right, yeah. So mad respect to every single Olympic athlete competing right now.
I couldn't do none of it.
Yeah.
Water polo? No.
Yeah, I water, some sort of swimming.
What else would the triathlon?
Yeah.
That was cool. It was and then swimming. We were at Chili's and we watched like the men's like 1,500 meter final.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought about it. I was like, wait, they just swam a mile essentially.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I can barely do like 2 laps.
Oh, yeah, swimming. Dying. Like, I can go run something, but swimming, I'm done. Dude. I'll literally, not even a lap, I'll go down and not come back and be like, oh, someone get me some water, even though I'm in a pool full of it.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, like, again, just recapping the pod. I mean, like we said, we're technically like 22 episodes in, but 19 guests.
Yeah.
And it's been insane. Like, the whole just like amount of industries that we've touched too.
Yeah.
Like, at first we were like, oh, like, let's section it out and like do this. But now it's just cool to have
freedom.
Like, anybody and everybody that we want to talk to, where it's like, cool, you're killing it in your lane. Like, let's sit down and talk about your lane. Yeah. Like Spencer Nolan.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
again, like, we have cool people.
Yeah.
Spencer, like, shout out Spencer Nolan.
Just being a straight influencer where it's just like, cool, this is what I do. Like, I just live life. Yeah. And post funny videos with my mom. Yeah. And then you have people like Ivan that I just cut hair and record it. Yeah. It's cool to see how social media really impacts everybody.
No, exactly. Yeah. And just seeing our evolution of our brand within 20 episodes. Like, I mean, if you were a day one, we had one logo. We've switched it. Even just like the setup. I mean, even down to everything. Yeah. We're learning every episode. We're learning with every guest we have. And I think we're growing as people, just learning from them, because we get to sit down, ask the questions that we want to know. Hopefully it's the same questions that other people want to know, but we just get to grow and make cool stuff.
Have fun with it. Yeah. We got to start getting back into the event recaps and stuff like that. So margaritas and mojitos, you'll be seeing that one. Yep. But yeah, no, it's just all fun stuff at the end of the day. I mean, another thing happening it's tonight is Damien is having his album listening party at Rock Island. I'm going to try to make it to that. I have a real estate shoot that is close to that time. But
when is that going to be?
So I believe doors are at 6 or so at Rock Island. And this is the only show that he's doing a general admission to. Oh, okay. Yeah, so he's having his eat and greet, which is really cool. I love that concept. He's done it the past handful of years that he's done Rock Island, where they set up like a big table, and it's just him and his fans. Like, they're just sitting there eating and hanging out, having a good time, just chopping it up. So
yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. What else we got this weekend? I'm trying to think. There's a handful of events. Yeah. I'm just really excited for margaritas and mojitos.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
And then next week we got Shop and Grub.
Shop and Grub, yep. And
then following week after that we got Hangover. And then another cool thing, I think they announced it. If not, I'm sorry, Nana.
Hot take.
No More Eats. Yeah, they did announce it. They did announce it. Okay. Yeah. That event is going to be really cool. Yeah. It's up in Northside in No More Square, where it's going to be like a Shop and Grub, but more focused on food. Yeah. And I'm so excited for it. Yeah. I love the North Side and all their food. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, we were at El Rancho yesterday. Oh, crazy fire. Good food. Their birria burrito.
Solid.
Have to go back and get another one.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
But Again, and that's another thing. Wichita, we have so many food spots popping up.
Yes, it's amazing.
And yeah, did you go to that new ramen space yet?
No, I haven't. It's been blowing up on socials. So I love ramen.
Yeah.
That's my jam. I'm definitely gonna have to go. Have you?
No, I want to, but
we should do a podcast there.
Ooh, set up in a booth.
Yeah.
Straight do a podcast.
Yeah. No, for real.
Brand story video maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we'll see. You guys will see if we do it.
We'll talk to them about it. But yeah, that type of stuff is going crazy right now. I'm trying to think. There's just so many different new restaurants opening up that it's been hard to keep up with.
Yeah, and it's been like really cool concept restaurants too. It's not just been like, oh, another this, another that. It's been like
the
cool.
OK Dog.
Yeah.
They just opened up. Haven't been there yet.
Yeah, me either.
The Two Hands Corn Dog.
Yeah.
They're another one that's similar. That's phenomenal. Love it. I had their mozzarella dog once.
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. Fire.
Wild.
Yeah, so good.
But yeah, there's so many. Yeah, Wichita. Shout out Wichita.
Yeah, shout out Wichita.
It's on the come up.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And with all the, when we were even talking about with Lily Woo, just the downtown, even by the river. I go walk and run over there all the time, and just the amount of work and time they've been putting into it, it's going to look freaking phenomenal.
Dude, I saw a behind-the-scenes picture of the amphitheater and how it's almost done. I mean, I know you probably see it every day when you walk over there, but like, I didn't realize how the backdrop was going to look, and it's the keeper.
Yeah.
I'm like, they did that perfectly for like the drone show, all that other stuff that goes on right there.
It's going to be so cool. And even just creating, I don't know, just events there and around it, and just everything's is so cool right now. Yeah,
dude, I'm sad though. I noticed today that they were taking out those like the big hills right there.
Yeah,
and I was kind of sad because those are good sledding hills.
Yeah,
those were like for the downtown people, those were good sledding hills.
Solid.
And now I'm like, now we got to go to the big hill off hillside. Right. But yeah, no, it's cool though to see like the development of that. I saw that they broke ground on that biomed school.
Yep.
That's gonna be like game changer to the downtown area.
Downtown is just thriving. It's just gonna be so different here in the next couple of years in the best way.
Yeah. And there's so many different things popping up. What was another space I went to down here? The new Grow.
Oh, yeah.
That place. I forgot what they named it.
Yeah.
But
it's down by
the workroom. Yeah. Well, I guess it's in there still.
Yeah, it's in there,
Bubbles.
And the bubbles.
Yeah. There's so many good things down there.
Like, it's so cool.
Yeah. I said Wichita down by like even just that core area right there.
Yeah.
You got staples like Homegrown, your Espresso to Go.
Yeah, I love Espresso to Go. Shout out you guys.
Sponsorship.
Please. They spend so much money there.
But yeah, I just love like how supportive Wichita's been on a lot of this stuff, because I know in the past it's been tough.
It has. Yeah, in the past it's like they, Wichita, there's one lane they're staying in and they're not going to go off of it. And now it's kind of like they're opening up and really making an impact and really moving things forward, which is awesome. Yeah.
So, I guess anything else you want to say? We can call this a short one and wrap up and get them ready for next month or next week.
Yeah, I just a good one. Thank you to all the listeners and people who are supporting us and with us. We appreciate you. Hopefully, you love listening as much as we love talking. So, it's been a fun ride. I can't wait for the next 20.
Before we do another
20 more
recap,
episodes. Yeah.
So again, just doubling back on that. Yeah, appreciate everyone checking in and listening to this, especially this one. This one we talked. It was just gonna be like a random one, but it was just necessary. I guess before we even veer that. Yeah. What all do you got going on?
Oh man, like just in general.
Yeah, like what's all happened over this time frame where. Like, what you been working on? What you got in the works? Man.
I'm doing some brand photo shoot. I actually have one tonight with a brand. I'll tell you which one it is after. So just that, brand shoots. I got a lot of stuff in the works. Okay. Because summertime is very busy. So I take the August to kind of like slow down a little bit, just get back to the events. But I have some cool stuff. A lot of it's basketball related, as you guys know. But you know, just be on the lookout, especially with the podcast and just in general.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What
about you? What do you got going up?
Bunch of weddings.
Weddings, love weddings.
Real estate videos. JP Wagon and I been going crazy.
Oh
lately.
yeah, you've been busy with that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got a couple of realtors that it's just go. Plus, on their back end corporate side, we've been producing a lot of videos for like internal use as well as like informational stuff for people before they like start talking to their agents.
Yeah.
Doing a lot with them, obviously national and 17th, everything that we've been doing for them. But yeah, and then also festive ICT.
Yeah.
So,
well, and you've been hitting a lot of your personal brand content, which have if you don't follow him on his own page, like you drop gems all the time.
Yeah.
And it's really informational, like informative stuff. So follow him again, like that. And it's good quality, obviously. Good quality,
that's
great
like
sound.
One thing I've been like, ever since we started the podcast, I was like, oh, I really don't need to be doing that as much. But then I'm like, there's certain things that just come up where I'm like, okay, I just need to press record.
Yeah.
And just talk about it, like the viral content.
Yeah.
That one, it was just sitting and eating me for like weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm watching everyone do all these trends that don't line up with their brand. And I'm like, okay, I got to say something. I know 12 people are going to see this, but hopefully 1 out of the 12, it's like, oh, cool. Like, it works. But, yeah, that type of content is just always, I mean, it's just me babbling half the time.
But
like,
your babbling is like knowledge.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I love it. That, and then, like, the behind-the-scenes stuff. I mean, we always preach to people, like, get behind the scenes, and then I don't.
Don't do it.
And so... like, I've forced myself into finding ways to get behind the scenes because whether it's like Jordan or Bailey, they're not with me to, or you, like, they're not there to capture behind the scenes. I'm like, how can I get that?
Yeah. And that's what I need to do a better job of because I'm doing a lot of training. Actually, I guess I have I'm flag football era now. So
you're training flag football players?
Yeah. No, I'm the flag football player.
Oh, she's the flag football player.
Yeah, so I'm training for it. Yeah, so that's kind of the heightened of what I'm doing. Not switching from basketball to, but doing
what position?
Both.
You playing wide receiver or running back?
I've been doing a little bit of everything. So quarterback, wide receiver. I'll do the rusher because 5-on-5 it's a little bit different than like 12's flag football or football in general. But just getting behind the scenes stuff of training, practices, really just in my basketball content. So, yeah, we preach behind the scenes. And then, I mean, I know I slack on that, but
it's tough. It's tough. I mean, and that's one thing we always explain to people too is like, it's tough to get your own behind the scenes, ask somebody to record. That's another thing I've had to like get out of the comfort level. It's like, hey, can you just like record me real quick?
Yeah.
Like weddings. I'm always asking the photographer for like, an extra hand for a second. Like, hey, since you're not doing anything right now,
just like
can you just
get a clip,
take a picture of me with them, or
there's
so many different things where I'm just like, can you help?
Yeah.
And it's like I'll get behind the scenes of you.
Yeah.
So again, just capture that post personal content. So, but yeah, cool. Appreciate you guys for checking out this episode. Make sure you guys follow the pod, share the pod. And make sure you follow our personal pages.
Yeah.
Where can they find you?
Got handles on everything.
Cool. And you can find me at jclark.jpg.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank y'all.